legal team calls that search a violation of his constitutional rights, and they're demanding an evidentiary hearing. Not so fast, though. Prosecutors defend the seizure. They say the notes were obtained during a nationwide, pre-planned sweep.
Tell you the real from the front line. You know what I'm saying? It's wicked, wicked, wicked. So you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing you know what I'm saying? I need you out there. You feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir.
This is all cap. This is cap. Now, Floyd, I don't know if Floyd Mayweather is so used to deceiving and fooling niggas that he thought he could fool the actual business insiders because a deal like this.
A bombshell phone conversation recording purportedly linking Floyd Mayweather to a $400 million tax issue was recently published by CNN. The boxing great is allegedly involved in a high-stakes financial plan involving offshore accounts, shell, companies, and unreported assets, according to the shocking audio tape that is currently making the rounds on social media. In addition to casting doubt on the unbeaten champion's long-standing assertions of financial invincibility, this leak also brings up important moral and legal issues about Mayweather's management of his enormous riches.
Floyd Mayweather is about to pay $2 billion to purchase a sports team and may never have to pay taxes again. The tax code offers these super wealthy so many methods to erase their income through deductions, and none is better than purchasing a sports team. Buying a sports team is like buying a unicorn real estate property. The value is always going to go up, the owner is going to make money, but on their tax return, they're going to use a strategy to report that they're losing money. See, the owner is actually allowed to write off the entire cost of the sports team against future income. This will allow Floyd to pay less in taxes. It's called amortization, which is very similar to depreciation. But if Floyd ever decides to sell the team, then the taxes will be owed. Who cares then? Because the taxes he was supposed to pay during those years, he's going to take that money, reinvest it for personal profits. See you, Floyd. Hit your boy up if you need help with taxes. My name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy to understand. Give me a follow to stay educated.
With a projected $42 million investment in an affordable housing portfolio, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is making notable progress in the real estate market of New York City. The sale includes over 1,000 residential apartments spread across more than 60 buildings, most of which are in Upper Manhattan.
Biggest flexer in the culture, Floyd Mayweather, would take to Instagram to announce that he just bought multifamily units in Manhattan for $400 million, all right? He would say he got 62 properties exact, took a photo op, the multifamily units is in the back, and he would say this is money out of his own pocket.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings, all belong to me.
This purchase is expected to rank among the biggest multifamily deals in the city in recent memory. According to Mayweather, this investment has great emotional meaning for him, considering his modest beginnings and the significance of offering reasonably priced housing alternatives. It is anticipated that the properties would enjoy Article 11 tax exemptions, guaranteeing inhabitants long-term affordability.
I want to talk about now, because yesterday in the New York Post, they talked about this, and I saw it on social media. I was like, I don't know. I don't believe it. But now it's like, my man, you've got a $400 million Manhattan real estate portfolio?
Not just $400 million. So it's a lot more, but that's just one of the portfolios I happen to purchase in 2024.
Wow. And that's how it's blossoming?
Well, you know, the number is growing each and every day. Like I said, the numbers growing each and every day. That's one of my buildings in Manhattan. And as you can see, everything down bottom, from top to bottom I own, all the way down. And I'm truly, truly blessed.
Yeah.
Truly, truly blessed.
The $400 million real estate purchase that Floyd Mayweather proudly announced has been called into question by Manhattan Business Insider. Their inquiry found scant proof that Mayweather is the real owner of the enormous portfolio of more than 60 residential properties. Property records and real estate insiders have not verified his ownership or direct involvement.
Business world. A deal like this gets talked about. People know about it beforehand. It's something that really shakes up the market. So for this to happen and for nobody to know about it was very strange. And, it came across the radar of the experts and they did their digging and they found out that Floyd Mayweather is full of fish. Business Insider launched an investigation and Floyd Mayweather claims that all the buildings belong to him and he don't have any partners and he just purchased 62 rental units in Manhattan. At the end of their investigation, they would come to a conclusion that Floyd Mayweather claims do not appear to match reality. All right, they would say a month after Mayweather's announcement, none of the buildings have changed hands. So the owners of the building can be seen. Like, these is public records. It will say, according to New York City property records, which are usually updated within days of a sale. Several experts says a deal to sell the properties outright to Mayweather does not seem imminent. Now, here's where the funny business starts. You see how Mayweather said he owns all the properties, he have no partners, right? So he got tipped off that Business Insider was doing an investigation.
To preserve his reputation as a rich tycoon, Mayweather may be embellishing or lying about his involvement in the transaction. Financial experts also point out that institutional investors or development businesses, rather than individual buyers without a clear paper trail, are usually involved in such a large-scale transaction. This skepticism calls into doubt if Mayweather's ostentatious lifestyle is backed by genuine assets or well-planned public relations, as well as his true financial situation. As of right now, the $400 million claim's veracity is still unknown, and suspicions are still mounting.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings, and it's a larger, it's part of an investment that he did on his own.
There is no known investment partner engaged in the purported Manhattan real estate deal, according to an off-the-record statement from Floyd Mayweather's management, which fueled the rising mistrust. Public suspicion that Mayweather would be a member of a joint venture or silent collaboration with a larger corporation was clearly refuted by this remark. Instead, they said that Floyd is portraying himself as the lone buyer, despite the enormity of the deal raising concerns among real estate circles.
So a member of his team spoke off the record, and they actually tried to modify the story a little bit to get ahead of it. So it went from we own all the buildings with no partners to now their story is changing up a little bit. Oh, they reached out to the Housing Partnership, a spokesperson. Now, the Housing Partnership of NYC is a nonprofit group that is a partner in a majority of these like really huge like property deals. And it helps, the person buying it to qualify for tax breaks and grants and preserve the affordability of the portfolio apartments, right? If you're buying affordable housing, then you're gonna go through the NYC Housing Partnership. That never happened, okay? So the spokesperson says the Housing Partnership has not been advised of any sale, pending sale, or change in ownership. Generally, the partnership will be advised of the transfer and will be party to the transfer. That has not occurred. A person directly... Now, here's where Mayweather get on that BS, bruh. All right, here's where the shady business starts. A person directly involved in the deal with Mayweather said that Mayweather had purchased a small minority ownership interest in the portfolio with options to expand that stake over time or acquire the buildings in their entirety. It is not clear if Mayweather will exercise those options. The person asked to remain anonymous to speak about a confidential arrangement with Mayweather. So off the rip, he lied, right? He misrepresented it to come across as if he owns 62 units, is a $400 million deal. I have no partners in...
The source's statement intensifies skepticism about the legitimacy of the deal, particularly due to the absence of documentation or independent verification. If accurate, it suggests that Floyd Mayweather may be exaggerating his involvement or participating in a complex shell arrangement not yet exposed.
That's going to be their future, etc. But real estate is a great opportunity for them to, move forward, show that they've been successful in something, have that piece to stand on.
I don't know if you've seen the recent videos with Floyd Mayweather. Have you seen this where he's walking down the streets in, I think it's Brooklyn or New York, and he's doing it very softly, like, yeah, I own this whole building. Like, he owns blocks, right? So he's done a nice job with transitioning into real estate as well.
Yeah, he's made a lot of money in real estate, and all kind of as not flashy real estate. But generally speaking, buying, simple working class apartments and holding them for, 10 years. And, that's kind of the big piece of real estate is they just always go up a little bit, and sometimes they go up a lot, but they're headed up in general because of inflation. Effectively, everyone living there is paying you 20 to 30% of their income to rent from you. And, so it's a great long-term asset to hold.
And it's not always about, this term, what you make, but it's what you keep. That really, really matters.
His investment in affordable housing has drawn attention, especially as a potential tax strategy. Some of the properties in question reportedly qualify for Article 11 tax exemptions in New York City, which can offer up to 40 years of property tax relief. These exemptions are intended to promote the development and upkeep of affordable housing by easing tax burdens on property owners.
How did you get Mayweather and Khaled on? How much did you have to pay them? So we had connections through Miami club scene, right? And those type of guys, you just you talk to a guy that knows them. They they ask him how much they'll do a commercial for or whatever the fuck it is. And Floyd's price was $1 million, right? But we ended up paying Floyd mostly in the currency that we had made. So we basically paying him with fake money, and we paid him $250,000 cash, and then the $750,000 in Centra coins, which was fucking, who the fuck cares? And right away, he puts out I don't know who the fuck's listening to Floyd Mayweather for where to invest. Kind of retarded in my opinion, but fuck it. He puts out one commercial. We sent him a fake card that was just basically one of our debit cards. He swipes it. He's buying fucking underwear with my bitcoins, that type of fucking thing, and millions of dollars just came flooding in right from that fucking post.
He just fucking loves money.
Yeah. He'll do any sort of fucking ad.
Yeah.
You can send him a deal, and if you give him $1 million, he fucking...
Cryptocurrency, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And
I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave, you know what? Be the best.
Now, Sandra and John, I try to save that for you, but as you know, the champ will do what the champ wants to do.
For investors like Mayweather, such incentives could result in substantial long-term savings and increased profitability. However, without clear evidence and transparency, concerns remain about the true nature of his role in the transaction and whether the investment serves public interest or private gain.
Investors are accusing the celebrities of promoting a no-name crypto called Ethereum Max.
Do your homework, do your research.
I would not move forward with an endorsement that a celebrity had recommended just on the fact that they were a celebrity.
Kajenwa Moit teaches branding and marketing at Parsons School of Design at the New School.
They did what every scammer would normally do, which is to name it after something that is trusted. In fact, what we came to find is Ethereum Max has nothing to do with Ethereum. It doesn't even sit on the Ethereum blockchain, but it's a way of duping people.